And what Montanans think is common sense is pretty simple. It's not complicated. They want a secure border, safe streets, cheap gas. Cops are good, criminals are bad, boys are boys, girls are girls.
That was Republican Tim Sheehy not picking his words very well, saying criminals are bad, which we all understand, but apparently no one does at the RNC, because they're about to make a convicted felon their candidate for president. If Republican hypocrisy could be summed up in one humiliating clip for Donald Trump, it would be that one. So much so that we're going to watch it again. Let's check it out.
And what Montanans think is common sense is pretty simple. It's not complicated. They want a secure border, safe streets, cheap gas. Cops are good, criminals are bad, boys are boys, girls are girls.
Criminals are bad. And then they cheer. That's the cult. That's, as we describe it on this channel, the MAGA mindset. They've been programmed to separate reality and exist in this different space, the MAGA mindset, where Donald Trump, as a convicted felon, is tough on crime. And he's going to lower crime in America, even though rates of violent crime have dropped to historic lows under President Biden, and they were at historic highs under Donald Trump. We've seen a drop in crime all over the country, and especially in blue states and blue cities, because of Democratic elected officials like President Biden and the incredible governors and mayors that we see across the country. Incredible Democrats who are actually creating better communities instead of just saying, we're tough on crime. But again, that's the Republican hypocrisy. Criminals are bad, but let's nominate one for president. 34 felonies. 34 felonies. That's Donald Trump. And that's his cult. People who, for some reason, have left reality so much, they are so in this MAGA mindset that they are comfortable voting for a convicted felon, someone with the lack of character of Donald Trump. And I think a perfect ad that shows this and demonstrates this message and says, hey, regular voter, someone who's not in this cult, are you really going to do this? Are you really going to vote for Trump? And I think it delivers a great, hard-hitting message. It's from our great friends at the Lincoln Project. Let's check it out.
What will you tell your kids? That you voted for a felon and a criminal, supported a man found guilty by a citizen jury, went into the voting booth happy to pull the lever for the only former president in history to bear the mark of criminal shame. Will you tell them that breaking the law is how they should live their lives? That lying to their families about porn stars and hush money is how they should behave? Do you want your son to treat women like a man who was found to have committed sexual assault? Do you want your daughter to be a victim of a man like him?
You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Hey, when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the...
Will you tell them that he was honest, that he was a good man,
Very fine people on both sides.
that he treated people the way you've taught them?
Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Will you tell them you're proud of his cruelty, happy with the ugly insults,
I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers.
the attacks on women, and the endless lies, that the chaos, death, and danger he brought was worth it? We know it's hard to walk away and put country over party, but your kids are watching. You're not just voting for your future, you're voting for theirs.
It just so perfectly shows who Donald Trump is, who he's always been. This is not new. We've talked over the past couple days about the rhetoric that's led us to this place in our political climate where political violence keeps happening when we're seeing this increase. And it didn't just start on January 6th. Of course, a very clear example of the Republican Party inciting political violence, this manifestation of their anger and their attacks on our democracy in a single day and a single action by many of their cult members. But Donald Trump didn't just start his violent and anti-democratic rhetoric on January 6th. It's happened since he came down that escalator in 2015. And Donald Trump has been a man who has lacked character his entire life. And I think that's important to remember, not only what we have to do to stop Donald Trump and where we need to go afterwards, but where Donald Trump started, right? Where he started this movement, the place he started it in, so that we can begin to deprogram MAGA and move to a better place in our country. But the only way we're going to do that is calling out Donald Trump, calling out the MAGA movement, and calling out that MAGA mindset to try to break free this cognitive dissonance that these people have. And someone who did a great job doing that, as she always does. And drop some love in the comments for our great friend, Jasmine Crockett, an incredible congresswoman who had this to say.
They found him guilty, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4, not 5, not 6. I could keep going on, but 34 counts were given. So the opinions of these people who were not juries is not what we do in this country. In this country, we have a system in which jurors decide who is found guilty, and if you have a problem with that, you go to the appellate court, which the last time I checked, he was raising money so that he could go to the appellate court and appeal his decision, and they will have the final say-so. Thank you so much.
Yes, they will.
Again, if you love Jasmine Crockett as much as I do, and you want to keep seeing clips of her on this show, let me know in the comments, because I think I'm going to get a resounding yes as that answer. And also, as we have a little bit of break, make sure to hit the subscribe button. This channel is growing so fast, and it's because people like you, viewer, are subscribing and joining our movement. But Jasmine Crockett is not the only incredible member of Congress who we love on this growing channel. Jamie Raskin also delivered an incredible takedown of Donald Trump in a hearing with Dr. Fauci, and you just have to see it because it's so perfect. Let's take a look.
Causes of infectious diseases and then to stop them to protect the American people?
Yes, I have.
Well, Dr. Fauci, I want to join my colleague from Florida in apologizing to you that some of our colleagues in the United States House of Representatives seem to want to drag your name through the mud. They're treating you, Dr. Fauci, like a convicted felon. Actually, you probably wish they were treating you like a convicted felon. They treat convicted felons with love and admiration. Some of them blindly worship convicted felons. Is there anything else you would like to say to the American people about your service to America during the course of the COVID-19 pandemic?
My main job during the COVID pandemic was to play a role with my team at the Vaccine Research Center to develop a safe and effective vaccine. And we did that in an unprecedented short period of time, never seen before in the annals of vaccinology. As we all know, that vaccine and those vaccines have resulted in saving of hundreds of thousands of lives in the United States and millions of lives throughout the world.
Well, you have fought AIDS and HIV. You have fought COVID-19.
So great. Jamie Raskin, whenever he speaks, it is absolutely perfect. But when he is pointing out the cognitive dissonance of MAGA, when he was mocking Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying that Republicans think that Anthony Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci is a felon and a criminal, and they're treating him poorly because of that. But when they actually have a real criminal in Donald Trump, they love him. They adore him. They're part of his cult. They nominate him for president. So again, I played the clip from Jasmine Crockett, one of our favorites, Jamie Raskin, another one of my favorites on this show, but I couldn't just do two. There's another incredible congressman, Eric Swalwell, who I know y'all love, so I wanted to play another clip of him from recently, and just an awesome takedown of Trump in the MAGA movement. Let's check it out.
This is not about the contempt of the Attorney General. It's about MAGA Republicans' contempt for the Constitution, the rule of law, and democracy. And it's about who any of us came here to fight for. MAGA Republicans are fighting for one person at the cost of what your constituents actually care about. You're fighting for a felon. You're fighting for a felon. On this side, we're fighting for working people. We're fighting for the kids and the teachers and the soldiers and the cops and the firefighters and the bakers and the butchers. People who go to work every day and count on us to do something for them. And you're working for a felon. A felon. 12 of his neighbors, people in the community where he committed crimes, made 34 decisions. And 408 straight times, they said guilty. So let me make it clear where we stand. We will choose families over felons, verdicts over vengeance, and people over politics.
I don't like that this MAGA cult and their cognitive dissonance and their MAGA mindset exist, but I do love watching Democrats absolutely deliver incredible takedowns on them for it. I love the way that our party can articulate perfectly the truth, can deliver this message, can call out MAGA, and can try to push us forward, push us past this MAGA cult to a place that is better. And that is our desire, to build a more perfect union, to build a better country, to get past this political climate that MAGA has created and be in one going forward that is about policy, that is about level-headed discussions of how we can make this country better. And if you want to be a part of that movement, we are certainly building it here. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Hit that subscribe button so you can join the movement that we're building here. It is so positive. It is so exciting. So much joy and excitement to go out and vote blue in November and start delivering some real change, to support President Biden, to deliver another trifecta so we can start passing great legislation again. And also, if you like this video, as always, make sure to hit that like button. It's the best way to tell me that you like the video. And again, as always, drop a blue heart in the comments. We want to make this a positive place, and it is a way for you to support this channel and for me to support you. Say thank you, like your comment, and wish you well, and thank you for the incredible support, because it really does mean a lot to me. I always say that, but it is because it is so true. And as always, I will see you next time.